Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Yes, it's a very interesting time in the world. I can't help it. I have to talk about it. I just wanted to talk about it. Man, we having a trade war. It's the US versus the rest of the world. I mean, from what I remember in school, trade deficits occur because one country doesn't have something that another country has. So it goes to buy that something from the other country, right? That's how you get a trade deficit, because the US ain't got no diamonds. It imports all its diamonds, right? So it imports a vast quantity of diamonds. I think it was about 15 billion worth of diamonds. They import nuclear reactors and machinery as well. That's about 459 billion. They import mineral fuels and oils to the tune of 266.59 billion. Okay, so see, they import this, right? Because they need it. But other countries have it. I mean, give you another example. Okay, Americans love Coca-Cola. Saccharin, which is an artificial sweetener, 80% of the world's supply comes from China. So they got to import it from China too. Because the Americans don't have saccharin to top it off. You know those little aluminium cans that they put the Coca-Cola inside? You know, there's only one aluminium factory in the whole of USA. So that's how trade deficits actually happen. It's like, This is like, wow. I mean, like, looking at the news, I'm going like, holy cow, this is crazy, man. We're in a crazy world right now. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Because the last time the world went through a tariff, like, you know, this smooth Wally tariffs, right? That was like prior to World War II. And guess what happened after that? World War II. Because countries started having these walls go up. And the US was basically sitting in its own little shell around the world. No? They were isolated from the rest of the world. In fact, they had to be cajoled into the Second World War, right? The UK had to be attacked before the US went. Oh, the UK had to be. The UK was begging for the US to get involved, and the US only got involved when. Wait, I can't remember. Okay, Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor, and then after that, the UK was begging for the US to come and help them in Europe. World War II was a time when the last time when all these nations decided, hey, terrorists are good for us. I don't know, man. This is a crazy thing, man. It's so stupid. No? It's cataclysmically dumb. I mean, I think about seriously, Coca-Cola. Okay, Coca-Cola. I mean, okay, like the US does export Coca-Cola, right? But 70% of the ingredients that go into Coca-Cola, they have to import. No? So the price of Coca-Cola is going to go up by 104% if the tariff is going to effect tomorrow. And then Nike, I mean, what? The US wants to roll back to the year 1901, is it? You want to have your sweatshops back in the US where you got all these fat fuckers sitting down there making t-shirts, say, I need to make a pair of jeans. What the fuck is wrong with them? Seriously, Donald Trump has got to be the dumbest man walking the face of this planet. No, because they've got a surplus in services. But nobody talks about the fact that the Americans, right? Okay, they've got a surplus in services that the whole world buys. Okay? Is a manufacturing sector, which, of course, once you become a developed economy, services go up, manufacturing goes down, because you farm out manufacturing to the countries that, is where it's cheaper, which is why Nike is making their shoes in Vietnam using sweatshop labor. I mean, if you want to do sweatshop labor in the US, by all means, go, but you can't match the prices they can do. This is so daft, man. Yeah, exactly. This is the last time there's this kind of isolationism. Exactly, 1939. 1939. This is daft, man. I mean, the level of... And the thing is, right now there's a measles outbreak in Texas. And the Secretary of Health is a guy called RFK Jr. I mean, you would think the surname Kennedy carries some weight, right? Apparently not, no, because this guy doesn't believe in vaccines. But I think he's just turned the corner. He's agreeing that the best solution to the measles outbreak in Texas is, getting them vaccinated. But apparently he's also going for alternative treatments as well. So I don't know which way that's going to go. Meanwhile, in Kentucky, it's flooding. Yeah, anyway, that water level has reached a street sign. But I'm looking, dude, seriously, you got more serious problems at home than picking a fight with countries and going, hey, you know what? You gotta give us some money. Israel wanted to do zero for zero tariffs, right? And then the US said no, but we're already supporting you to the tune of about $5 billion a year. So you have to give us. Basically, it's extortion right now. It's hilarious, but I'm just watching all this. No, this is like real time entertainment, man. And yes, it is. Yeah, but the thing is, right? While Trump has done a lot to make the countries united, right? I definitely some countries are going to go in and they're going to go with. See, a lot of these first mover countries like India, they went in for zero. They said, okay, fine, we'll remove our tariffs, right? Okay, because the problem with this argument is this: if you're going to remove tariffs across the board, Americans will never do it. I guarantee you, the Americans have tariffs up. Okay, there's no way the Americans are removing tariffs, because if they remove tariffs, right, completely do zero for zero, right, the entire farming sector will collapse. Because the American farming sector is protected by tariffs. It's like they got walls of tariffs on the farming sector. So what's going to happen then? So yeah, there's no such thing. People have been using tariffs to protect industries, nascent industries that are still growing, right? So like some people want to get high up the food chain, so they protect the industry for a while. You put some tariffs there, then slowly they bring the tariffs down. But I have to agree that tariffs are not so good. Look, okay, give you a very simple example. Okay, if you go to London, if you go to London, I mean, if I'm in London, right? If I was to look for Smucker's jams, quite difficult, no? Yeah, American jams are in Europe, right? Not easy to find. You go to the US, right? You go to any grocery shop, you see St. Dalfors everywhere. That's a French jam. Okay, so what happens is there is a tariff for US jams in the Europe, which is about 27%. And then meanwhile, back in the US, the tariffs for jams is 26%. So I agree that there should be some reciprocity in terms of tariffs, right? I do. But they cannot be the solution to reducing your trade deficit, because ultimately you guys are still going to buy stuff that's cheap, right? Come on. Wait, what are you going to do? What? That's a dumb no. It's so stupid. iPhone in America is going to go through the roof, double the price. iPhones will be double the price. The Nintendo Switch was taken off, right? Nintendo Switch might come in at $600, double the price again. So Nintendo went and pulled the Switch, right? They were about to release it, I think last week or a few days ago, right? They were supposed to release it a few days ago, and then they held back on the announcement to release it, because of the tariffs. So a lot of countries, hey, look, if you're an American fella, and you love television, you love TV, you love watching Seinfeld. You just love watching Disney because you got this nice big 65-inch Samsung. It's going to cost you 30% more now. What's wrong with these guys? Because the Americans import television sets, pharmaceuticals, medical equipment, semiconductors, food machinery, aircraft parts, nuclear freaking reactors, machinery, mineral fuels, oils. What are you going to do? The world is now interlinked, man. Shit. So it's so hilarious. I'm just watching this going, really? I mean, seriously, no wonder all these businesses went bankrupt. I mean, is it any wonder that Donald Trump is the perfect epitome of bankrupt? Because exactly, and Elon Musk was the one going for, hey, we do zero for zero tariffs. Not Elon Musk's factory in Italy, right? Do you know why the Americans wanted to control the Suez Canal? I don't know if you guys remember this, right? The Suez Canal, right? The Americans wanted to take over the Suez Canal. Why? Because they want to control the traffic, because they want to, basically get rid of all Houthis and all these guys bombing the ships as they go through, right? You know why? Because Tesla cars were going on the boats, and as they're going on the boat, they're getting bombed. So, Elon Musk was hoping, hey, let's knock this all down, let's control the canal, and then after that, my factory can start resume production, because his factory in Italy has been stalled. Cannot produce because why? The canal, they cannot put their Tesla cars through the canal anymore. Now, what is happening to Elon Musk? I mean, he knows zero tariffs, man. Some strange method to cause it. I think there's a part of me, Spurs fans, that believes, right, this is a ploy. Because this is a hell of a way to buy stocks cheap. No? Because, I mean, if I had 10 million bucks today, I'll be in the stock market, man, I'll be smiling. The thing just bounced back 2%. Can you imagine the route it had yesterday? You go in there, you buy any of the Meta stocks, right? Any of the dirty dozen, okay? You go and buy the dirty dozen stocks, okay? You're gonna make money, man. No, Musk is gonna go because Musk wanted free trade as well. But the thing is, okay, the problem is there's a whole faction in the US government that is against free trade because they believe they've been robbed. Because they believe that the world has to pay a lot of. I don't know, man. Look. Basically, the way I look at it, right? These guys are trying to appeal to the voters, right, in the heartland states, where all they don't have jobs anymore, like Philadelphia. You go to Boston, you go to Detroit, right? All these cities, right, which haven't really transitioned to the 21st century, because you look at all the industries there, they're manufacturing industries, they're heavy industries, right? And a lot of these heavy industries, they're moving out of the country, right? So a lot of these jobs, a lot of the people there are without employment, right? They don't see a future. So while the guys in California, the guys in New York, even as in Texas, they're all transitioning into the services industry where they're doing really well. And then over in China, they've got entire humanoid robots building them flying cars right now because, apparently Elon Musk hasn't got that done yet. I mean, over in China, they've got flying cars, right now. Honestly. You go to China right now, Wuhan, there's a flying taxi. You can pay $40. They'll fly you from point A to point B. See, technological innovation in the US has become stagnant in the last couple of years, right? So this MAGA thing is about appealing to a whole cohort of people that they're struggling right now to transition into the new economy the world is transitioning to. Other countries, they do re-education, they teach them, but I don't know. Quite sad. No, a lot of the Trump supporters who believed him, right? No, that's a funny thing. In which universe, right, do they believe tariffs, right, are being paid for by the country they've imposed the tariffs on? I mean, I don't get it. How do people even know how tariffs work? They talk about tariffs as if it's a taxation. The funny thing is, this is something that the man on the street should understand. They're tariffing. You know who they're taxing? The American. To pay for the deficit. Yeah. That's the blunt news, man. Okay? Because if tariffs go up, you see how this is going to work. Tariffs go up, right? Okay. You're going to have critical industries that still need the stuff, right? Okay. All right. So your televisions iPhones now became 100% more expensive. Boom. Oh, iPhone last time was 4,000, now it's 8,000. Okay? All right. You got a sales tax. Hey, now it's on 8,000, no, 4,000. You need more money. Okay? Then after that, the corporate tax, which they said on to reduce it, right? But they're still going to make money from the corporate tax because the earnings will go up, right? Who's paying the money? It's the consumer. So, somewhere along the way, somebody out there has to realize the con job that has been performed to reduce that. Yeah, okay, the dodge and all that is to eliminate waste. I agree on that. There's a lot of waste in governments everywhere. The UK, any government you go to, right, there's a lot of waste, okay? But you can't just tax the people to make up for your freaking deficit, man. Because inflation is created by governments, no, not by people. No. Is this the inflationary cycle that we just had, right, was created by the monetary easing that we did post-COVID. They're post-COVID, what? All came there. I think the Elon Musk and Donald Trump alliance is gone. No way. I think Elon Musk is looking for a way out. But he's still, Elon Musk is still saying all the nice things, he's probably hoping that Donald Trump might buy another Tesla car, because apparently Piers Morgan is buying a Tesla car as well, because they're all like, oh, you poor thing, they're bombing your factories. They should know you're doing the right thing. I'm like, yeah, that Heil Hitler salute, yeah, that was the right thing. But somebody's profiting from this. There's no way no one is profiting, because when the stock markets go down, somebody gets rich. And yeah, somebody's going to get rich, man. Somebody's getting loaded. And then all the 401ks are getting wiped out. Yeah, man. It's quite sad. Anyway, enough of Donald Trump and Elon Musk and the trade deficit. I got up, seriously, I was like, man, this is even better than watching the Fantastic Four, because I'm waiting for the Fantastic Four to come out, right? So this morning I was like, holy cow, I just want to watch this. So I got up, I watched every single, news broadcast, because I want to watch what's going to happen next. This is high entertainment, but it's crazy, it's scary, because the last time the world went through this, we had World War II. Yeah, it's not fun anymore. But I doubt, the chances of World War III happening, to all intents and purposes, World War III has already started. When Russia invaded Ukraine and the North Koreans got involved, that was World War III. That's the start of World War III, basically. That's how I look at it. If anybody tells me World War III hasn't started, I'm like, seriously, dude? What is happening over there, man? World War III has already started. Now we're just having the economic war now. But it's going to be fun. China, the thing is, people seem to think tariffs, right? China will bow down. Actually, no. Because China has only, China devalued their yuan, their yen yesterday, That is equivalent to firing a shot across the bow of the American economy. Because when they devalue their yen, they affect US debt that they carry, So basically, they're telling them, hey, you know what? I can with my yen. You want to do 104% tariff? Is it okay? We devalue our yen. Our yen became cheaper. Our exports became cheaper. Okay, people still gonna buy. See if I care. Now this will be interesting. Yeah, gold price is soaring. Crypto is dying. I think all the crypto fans also running away from Trump. What they were thinking that he was gonna be the great crypto king, right? Oh my goodness, nobody wants it. I think a lot of Trump supporters are feeling like they were supporting him, and then now, what's happened? That kind of thing. It's quite a sad world that we live in. Okay, guys, today we're going to do something funky, Okay? We're going to look at a tactic, right, that the AI is using. All right, so we're going to use, my plan is very simple. I was thinking what to do, So we're going to go Data Hub. Next opponent overview, right? So they're playing this tactic, right? So how do we exploit space? How do I exploit the space in this tactic? Is there any space in this tactic? Right. When I look at it the first time, I'm going like, shit, man, there's no space. Like, what space is there? They got a box midfield, double here. So where's the space going to come? So for me, right, when I play against a system like this, I got to create space. And I got to deny them space as well, because they will become very good if these two wingbacks get up the pitch, right? As the wingbacks go up the pitch, they get a transition of 3-4-3-1, then becomes a 3-4-3. Then when these two get up here, they get like a 5 versus 5. Right? So this is a very dangerous formation. It's a 5-2-2-1 can be very good, but the thing about the 5-2-2-1 is for it to transition into this attacking 5v5 variant, right? The wingbacks got to get up the pitch, and that's where the space comes in. So if you wanted to play against a tactic, right? So what you normally end up doing is you end up looking at the tactical system and going like, where is the space? Where can I find the space, right? So obviously, when you look at this, there's no space in the middle. So stop looking at the space in the middle. There ain't no space in the middle because they got 4 here. If you're hoping that you can beat this system, then you got to play like for like, which means that you're fighting for space, meaning you're going to use something like a box system, right? So here in this, how would I combat this system? Well, 2 tactics will come to mind. So first, I need to put pressure on the 2 wingbacks. So there are 2 formations that stand out as formations that would do quite well against this formation. A formation that has got an option for 3 in midfield, and a formation that has got pressure, can apply pressure on the wings early. So there are basically 2 formations that do this. One is the 4-3-3, and the other one is, of course, the 4-2-3-1. Now, then you have to think about its 5v1 transition, right? So when he attacks you, it will transition to a 5v5, right? How do I know it's a 5v5? Look at these 2 wing backs. When they get up here, they're 5, right? 1 wing back here, 1 wing back here, and 3 in the center, right? That'll be your 5. And these are your 5, the back. So how do you attack this? So the thing is this, right? In order to attack this formation, you need to create space. And the only way you're going to create space against this formation is if you attack this defender. So you got to attack him in this channel, right? Because if you attack them down the flanks, what's going to happen is you're going to drag the wing back to double up on your 1 player. Then you still have 2 to worry about. So the best way to attack this formation is always going to be through this channel over here. So the formations then become the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-3-3. The 4-2-4 to some extent is possible, but the thing is that the 4-2-4, in order for you to make the 4-2-4 work that way, it doesn't have the extra midfielder, right? So if I were to create a formation, let's say just create one new tactic just for the fun of it. So we just go and create one. So let's try. Okay, I tell you what we'll do. We'll save the game as, and then we'll do it version 1, version 2. I mean, it's just about how we can break up certain formations. Okay, so this is not like, oh, let's see how well I play the game. I don't, no one cares, right? Okay, so this is the first formation, right? So how would this work? Inside forward, right? You want to attack the channel, and the best role is the channel. 4-4-2 can, but with double DMs. Yeah, definitely can. Okay, so we're going to have a parallel universe kind of save. So we play 2 or 3 times, but we're going to use different formations to do it. Okay, so the first one is here. APS, we'll put 2 defensive midfielders, so make it simple. Okay, all right. Then the challenge is going to be, how do we apply the pressure? So if I apply pressure with the 2 inside forwards, they're attacking the zone, right? Do we need to do that? Because we can get the fullbacks. Remember, they have 5 versus 5, right? Okay, so if they attack us, they're going to have 5.5. So we're going to have 4. Actually 5. This guy drops. That's 5 already, right? So all we need to do with these guys is get them up the pitch now. Now, that's the first thing we do, right? The second thing we do is, we know that they're going to be they're principally a tactic that needs the flanks to work. We'll focus play down the left and the right. Because if we focus play down the left and the right, we will put pressure on them. Next, because the tactic is a bottom heavy tactic, if you play no player defense, what's going to happen is that tactic will sit. So you are basically, things that pass into space are not going to be your friend because you want to keep the ball. You want to put pressure on those wing backs. So maybe you play a slightly higher. We can dribble less or run in defense. Both can work. Right. So in transition, we just counter press. We don't need to counter. Then we do this. Then we will just play. Let's run regular shape. Yeah. Okay, then we'll just do this. Prevent shot goalkeeper. This will be handy because now you want to have prevent shot goalkeeper. So basically, you want a formation that can do this because you want to put pressure on their 2. Now, what else can I do? Now, because they have what is the word for it? They have 3 central defenders, right? We're gonna underlap. Because then the widest player holds out the ball looking for inside runs. Now, those inside runs are going to be a problem because those are the ones that are going to cause the problem to the 2 central defenders. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay. And then ultimately, what you can do to make things really miserable for this formation, because we're countering a formation specifically, we tell these 2 wing backs, you got no choice. You got to go left and right. And then if you want to top it off, you can come in here and go tackling hard on these guys. So whenever they get the ball, you tackle them hard. Okay, so we just did a ball basic one. I mean, I haven't done anything. We're going to play ball playing defenders. So we're going to keep it simple. I'm not doing any AR, PIs or whatever, right? So we're not going to have any PIs. Normally I have a lot of PIs. I like this guy to roam and all that, but we're not going to do that. We just want to see the transitions only. All right. Okay. So do we have the players for this? Pasalic? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Maybe they're good enough. I don't know. We just got to. This is what I call them. Best way to understand roles and duties is with top team. I think the best way to understand roles and duties is to basically use a good team, a top team, and to play the roles and duties in different configurations with different combinations. Why does why does the underlap do well against 2 DM and 3 center backs? Okay, good question. All right, I'll tell you why. We got a data hub. Look at this, right? These are central defenders. This is a wingback. Wingback runs out the pitch, right? You lose the ball, there's time for them to come back and defend. Now, if they have time to come back and defend, if you have an overlap, the wingback is going to help the white central defender. But if you have an inside forward coming this way and you're doing underlap is the widest player looking for runs inside. So when he does a run inside here, he's going to attract this guy to come out. So you want to pull the central defender out of position, not the wingback. Because the wingback might not even be here. Sometimes he's in transition. So you want this guy attacking him, not going down the flanks. Right? Because if he goes down the flanks and there's time for the opposition to get back, then they'll have a 2-on-1 situation. So that's why I prefer, you can probably use overlaps, but I think using underlaps is a lot more efficient than using the overlap. That's my personal way of playing. I just like that. Okay, so now I got Volante, RPM, white centre back, wing back. So we know these two guys are going to go. This Trequartista, this flank is going to be fun, man. That flank is going to be fun. Okay, let's see if we can bring on somebody else. Skamaka. Okay, let's go. Let's see if this works. He's not even fit. He's about to find out. Okay, let's see if this works. Then we got the other. Then we use another formation. Okay. First up, we go comprehensive. We drop this. We want to see the transitions. Okay. All right. We can bring it down to balance. Make it easier for them. So, okay, we'll do it on positive. Okay, so we don't rush the attacks. So I'm looking for these guys to hold to pull those fellas out. But the problem now is I think this team is sitting back. They're not coming out. Man. Well, we'll just keep going. Okay, there we go. See, this one, I don't want them to use their wingbacks. See that? See? The wingbacks are out. There we go. See, the wingbacks are not been taken out because of I'm using the OIs, right? So every time the wingback has the ball, they have to, then there's prevent shot goalkeeper distributions are double up. So now we got Lukman. Nice ball. Smaka. He's at advanced forward. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take him out and the attacks are too fast. Let's go pressing forward and attack. Okay. I like advanced forward now, but now this team is sitting back a lot, right? So we're gonna change the role to a poacher or pressing forward. Well, Edison is on yellow card, which is a bit of a pain. He's working against Pacina, and this guy, it should be fine. Trequartista is gonna drop back. The other there is a downside to doing OIs like that. Yeah, there is one downside. I always say don't ever put hard tackling on central midfielders, right? Because your players will be pulled out of position. So I'm trying to attack the space. They got a goal. Never mind. It's okay. I'm not worried. There we go. He's attacking that. He pulled out one of the players, right? But that's the Ambrosio. That's not one of the central defenders. Their central defenders are very narrow. They are sitting very, very narrow. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to roam. I need this guy to be left and right. Okay, not too bad. After that, we'll try with a 4-2-4, 4-4-2. If you play wider, it will pull them a bit. I'll definitely pull them a bit wider, especially if you're playing like this, right? So, like, say if I want to do this, okay, right, we will definitely. It's a good idea to play wider against a back three. But you have to make sure that your players can pass the ball. Yeah, that's the downside of playing wider. If your boys cannot pass the ball, you might run into trouble. And then now, if I'm here like this, right, I'm doing all this, right, this is a good time for you to go in and say, okay, shit, man, you might as well play low crosses, because all I seem to be doing is going down to the byline. So, like, this is how I like look at different things in the game, right, to decide, okay, what should I do next? What should I do next? The biggest change that I have to make very soon is the yellow card. Because the yellow card is a big deal, no? Because we are remember, right? They have the extra midfielder, right? So I have now got a problem on one side of the pitch where the player cannot tackle. So what else we can do is now go right defense. We could also play wing backs if I wanted to, and then get them to run. Since their wing backs aren't really coming up anymore. Come on, get the goal. Okay, second half we'll take off Edison. Okay, where okay, now one of you okay. Yeah, just now I did dribble less, right? Now I'm doing right defense. Okay, I'm going to try something different. Okay, I want to attack them like this. Inside for attack, and I'll get these guys with wing backs on support, so they'll get higher up the pitch. No. I did invite crosses to keep ourselves tucked in, right, and then bring those guys back to help us defend. Let's get who else do we have? Okay, we'll put him on. We got no wingers in this team. Yeah, that's about it. Every time I make changes, that's about the only changes I can make. I wish this team had more wingers, so we can actually bring them on the second half. Okay, we got the key highlights now. Should be enough. Finally got the goal. So the difference here now is because we got using the inside forwards to attack. So the wing backs are just coming out to support play. So the inside forwards, we don't try and do pretty goals anymore. So those inside forwards are just gonna drive into the box to try and create goal scoring opportunities. I try to get on the end of goal scoring opportunities because the wing backs will now give us the width. And we don't have any more wingers. That's sad. Oi, they scored a goal. Wow, that's quite sad. After this, we try a 4-2-4. And a 4-4-2. I like to play with this one, but no, we're not playing well. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, put this in. Let's see. What? Now we're gonna try a 4-2-4. Or 4-4-2 first, yeah. Load. We got a few 4-4-2s. Low block 4-4-2 can. Yeah, I don't know. This is ball winning midfielder, winger, target forward. Okay. Okay, I don't mind this. This is going to go winger. We go winger. We do fullback on attack. Fullback on attack. All right, one ball playing defender. One RPM. Ball winning midfielder and defend. Okay. All right. Let's try this. Attacking. Pass into space with width. No hit early cross. Focus play. Player defense. Run a defense. Distribute the flanks out. Counter press. Down. No low block. All the way up. No prevention of goalkeeper distribution. Okay. The only problem with this is whether we can do prevention of goalkeeper distribution. I don't think so. Target forward. No. Yeah, can. Target forward and advance forward. Roaming playmaker will come up here. Ball playing defender will come into this zone. Ball winning midfielder will come here. The winger will be here. These two guys are going to overlap. No, we're not going to overlap. We're going to just try build up. See whether this can work. See whether a 4-4-2 can work. Okay. Okay, let's switch ball to other flanks. Now the interesting thing is whether this one can work or not. Okay, here we go. The whole goal against 5-2, I learned a long time ago, against a 5-2-2-1, if you cannot keep the ball, you're in trouble. So we drop it to positive. Yeah, we're not having, if it was me, right, at this point, I'll be looking at making changes to my 4-4-2 already. If it was just a cross-heavy tactic, there'll be 3 defenders versus our 2 strikers versus their 3 defenders. So now we're just having a roaming playmaker, target forward dropping here, ball winning midfielder coming here. So it's like a bit of a zigzag in the center without using a libero. Not bad. They pulled the winger pulled that play out of position. See, the fullbacks are coming up, pushing, and then it's like heavy cross tactic. They scored a goal. Yeah. Here's the thing. You see, when they set up, right, the 5-2-2-1, and in this kind of a situation where they got a set piece, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 1, 2, 3, 6 players in our half. Okay, let's add work ball into box and then go the mixed crosses. Got penalty. I like the 4-4-2 with roaming playmaker, no? I actually like it. It's quite fun. Then you put 2 fullbacks on attack. And then you got 1 roaming playmaker and then 1 target forward, 1 advance forward. It looks damn cool. Because the movements are very nice. Because you get the stagger effect from the roaming playmaker. The ball winning midfielder sits here, right? Roaming playmaker comes here, right? Target forward is dropping here, right? Advance forward is going there. And then you got these 2 guys going around them. So it's kind of funky, and you don't even need to use overlaps. Yeah. So you get these very nice passing patterns, but you need a good roaming playmaker and a good ball winning midfielder. I wanted to play 4-4-2 DM hoofball. I'll tell you what, 4-4-2 DM hoofball is quite fun, no? Yeah. Inverted fullback defend, inverted fullback defend. I hope you were using that. No? Then after that, ball playing defender NCD. Just play the ball forward, target forward. Or target forward and once forward. Yeah, we got the goal. Yeah. So this one, because why does this work and the other one? Why does this tactic work easily compared to the 4-2-3-1? Because in this tactic, right? Okay, you've got the fullback and the wingback, or fullback and the winger. They're close together. So the 2 of them, they will always get past. They can get past this combination here, these 3. Because these 3 can play the ball up the pitch, right? Let's put some more guys on. I don't know who else we can bring on. Just put you here. I don't know who's coming. So honestly, don't get angry with me. Just putting random fellas on the pitch. I got 2 fellas in the center, very tired already. This is the 4-4-2 with roaming playmaker is quite fun, no? FM26 looks damn good, man. You know, Donald Trump's face all over it. No, there it is, got a goal. Yeah, the downside of the 4-4-2, right, is because you don't have the extra DM. Yeah, so what will happen is your center can get ripped apart because they got extra player. We're trying to see which one. I mean, there's another version of this which will be the one with the double DMs. Right, not the double DMs. Sorry, the double DMs. Correct. If you don't have a good target for, can you use a DLF instead? There will be a drop-off. There will definitely be a drop-off, Drew. Because you when you play a DLF, right, there's a bit of too much, there sometimes can be a bit of creativity in the final third. So if you're looking for like a hoofball tactic, you definitely want to go target forward, advance forward. Or advance forward, advance forward. You never want to do DLF advance forward. Yeah, because then your DLF has to be the creator. Yeah. So then you kind of lose that. You kind of lose that that quick transition that you want. Yeah. Then you get a quick transition, a DLF gets the ball, and then he says, hey, you know what, I'm going to try some nice cheeky pass to the striker. And what's the point? Yeah. But this is a lot more open, right? So let's say if I was doing this, right, and I want to play this, I'll probably do this. No? Like, if I'm leading, right, I'll probably come into this and I go like, okay, fine, you know what, we just need this guy to go up. And then, because this guy will try and win the ball high up the pitch. So we go winger on attack. I play this guy as a fullback on you can even play this guy as inverted fullback on defense, right? Okay, because it's target forward, especially for a lower, like if I was playing form of hoofball, like, okay. I don't want to lose the game, right? Yeah. Okay. This is what I do. DM, RPM goes up. This guy goes up. I create a lopsided attack. Favoring the side where the target forward is playing. Because the target forward will drop deep, right? So then the target forward just plays one up and there we get a goal. Because it will favor the left side attack. It will always favor the left side attack. 4-2-3-1 is a good, decent formation, but against like the 5-2-2-1, right? The better formation is always going to be the 4-4-2. We just did that just now. Yeah. Because you got so many options in the 4-4-2. In my opinion, the 4-4-2 is the best formation in the game. Because you got option A, option B, option C, option D. You can play it so many ways. Whereas at a 4-2-3-1, there are ways to play it, but you end up after a while going, okay, what else can I do? Whereas in this one, I can come with a lot of variety in this tactic. When I play 4-4-2, I'm literally, I feel like I honestly am unstoppable in this game. Yeah. Do they have FM on Mars? I think so, brother. Elon Musk. He's got to put a Tesla on Mars, baby. This world has gone crazy. It's gone crazy. Very wide pass into space, right? Passing tempo, float cross, regroup, counter, distribute behind defensive line, low block, high defensive line, highest triggers. Wow, that's a lot of stuff, man. Say it loudly in your tactic. That's like one hoof. This is great, right? You like this, right? This is like how to make a 4-4-2 with a roaming roaming playmaker and ball winning midfielder is a damn good combination. Yeah, so go back now. Try another version. Okay, all right. So you all saw the roaming playmaker ball winning midfielder combination, right? Okay, now we try. Okay. Now we try something that's really out there. The 4-2-3-1 crazy. Okay, the one I usually play. I mean, this is not my tactics. I'm just using somebody else's tactics right now. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to destroy the 4-4-2, right? Okay, we're gonna do it like this, right? We're gonna have these guys attacking. We're gonna have this guy pinching forward, and we're gonna have this guy roaming. Okay. And no need come in, no need close down more. We want these two guys. We want these guys moving up the pitch. We want this guy, libero on defend. Okay. Then we want this guy to be a DLP on. No, we don't need DLP. We need somebody who can stay. DM on support. Libero come up. So we got a zigzag again. Okay. So we got this guy coming up. This guy comes here, right? Okay. This guy will come here. This guy comes here. This guy goes here. This guy comes here. This guy goes up. This guy comes up. Okay. A lot of moving parts in this tactic. Okay. Let's play it safe first. Okay. Because Uncle says, don't go crazy when you start the game. Okay. Only we want to see all the changes slowly. Okay. Not in one go. Right. Okay. So what I've done now is basically I created a 3-2 it's not so bad. Okay. But what we want this guy to do is become a bit more mad. Get further forward. Okay. All right. No need to move into channels. Okay. We don't counter. Where's the thing? Dribble less. Underlap can, All right. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. This guy's going to come up. This guy's going to come up. These three are going to form a pattern. This guy's going to be here. This guy's going to roam. And these three are going to go into the box. But the underlap might not work. Okay. Guy inside with ball. Okay. Can. Guy inside with ball. Okay. There's on a high enough mentality, they might do it. Okay, so no, we don't want that. We want a bit fairly wide. Okay, we also want to invite cross. We want to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Okay, let's go. Let's see if this works. No guarantees this is going to work. Huh? They intend an interplanetary tournament with Greenland in the foreseeable future. Agree totally with you, man. Poor Greenland caught in the middle. Why? Because Mr. Donald Trump and Elon, basically, China, I'm still laughing, you know why? Because 70% of the world's artificial sweeteners come from China. So I'm just trying to figure out how the Americans are going to handle their artificial sweeteners going up in price more. Because, like, can you imagine Coca-Cola with 15 billion investments in China? Because the Americans basically, I mean, yeah, they do export Coca-Cola, but it's not like it's a huge amount. Yeah, I don't know. I just find it. I think this world has gone mad. Thanks to one Donald Trump. Hey, Illegal Horizon, how are you, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm just making tactics, right? We are just trying to see a 5-2-2-1. What's the most efficient way of beating the 5-2-2-1? So far, we play a 4-2-3-1, the first version, which we just did earlier. So we in a parallel universe, we keep coming back to the same team. Okay, so the first time we play a 4-2-3-1, it was okay. You know what I mean? Because my point is the best formation is probably going to be any formation that puts pressure on the wingbacks. So the wingbacks in a 5-2-2-1, they suffer a lot if you have you double up on them. So if you get like 4-4-2, 4-2-4, they can double up, right? Because you got fullback and winger. But I found that the 4-2-3-1 was more efficient. Now I'm going to try and see whether we can improve the 4-2. The 4-4-2 was more efficient. Now I'm going to see whether we can make this go kick some ass with a 4-2-3-1 that's out there in the when it comes to the ether of really crazy tactics. This is it. This is actually not so crazy. It's only using inverted fullbacks. We haven't gone to the solo one-man defense tactic yet. This is still okay. This is a 3-man backline, which is pointless if you want to do like things like underlaps, because these guys, these two, this Joker and this Joker, they're not going to underlap so much. They're just going to go high up the pitch to support play. But let's see what we can do. Okay, there we go. Nope, not enough. Okay, we go until halftime. Is it? Do we play out this whole tactic? Okay, we play out the whole tactic. There we play out the whole tactic. Okay, yeah, we play out the whole tactic. Because you see the inverted wingbacks, the inverted fullbacks, they're not going to, it's like security, if you create a tactic and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I'm just going to attack this group of guys. I want to be a bit safe. Yeah, inverted fullbacks are definitely a good option. Then you get your front 4 or 5, right? If they're talented, right, if they can decimate a defense on their own, yeah, then why not, right? So I only like to attack with all 11 players for entertainment value on my streams. Yeah, you guys have been on to my streams. Right, it's pure entertainment value. I only have one defender. The rest of the team is attacking, looking for goals. Yeah. What is this? Does the Segundo Volante attack work in a 4-2-3-1? Yeah, I can. You do it like this. Okay, let's do something a bit more crazy. Okay, okay. Yeah, you can do that. What I've done is, okay, why did I do this? This is actually Segundo Volante on attack, but I want him to defend in a deeper position. So that means if we lose the ball, he comes back deeper. But if I play an attack duty, what's going to happen? Starting positions will be higher, right? So maybe we do that. Just to show you. Okay, so now we just made him a bit more crazy. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to remove this because it's already gone loco already. Okay. So we're going to have a Segundo Volante. But my Segundo Volante on attack is being supported by Libero. No? So that means when he goes up, right? And then we consider the goal. The moment I made the change, the game doesn't like it. Didn't like it. You see the center got pulled apart. I'm going to try and get a goal. Don't worry. We will not rest until we find. We're not PIing the living daylights of our tactic, okay? We're not gonna PI a tactic, okay? If your tactic needed all the PIs in the world, and then okay, I'm not a big fan of PIing a lot. Because a tactic, you should be able to see, because PIs are a tendency to do something, not necessarily the rule that you do it all the time. So you actually want to see what it does most of the time without the PIs before you apply PIs. Okay. Okay, I can tell you what we do. Second half, we're gonna turn this group into attackers. Oh no, come on. Get me a goal, boys. Priyanza doing it again. The last time they did this was when we were playing the, what is it? The what was that thing again? I tell you what we'll do. We do wingbacks on support. Wingback on support. Wingback on support. I mean, this is okay. I know they can cut inside and sit narrow. But Volante, I cannot really. Nah. We do a deep Volante. I tell you what we'll do. We do a DM on support. Because you know why? DM is going to fight for the ball high up the pitch, right? So what we do is my old favorite, the DLP and Libero combination. Okay, so now we got wingbacks going up the pitch. So they're going to dribble, right? So we're going to run a defense to, inspire the wingbacks to go high up the pitch and lose the ball. Hopefully not. Ball into the box is overrated. Yeah, I agree. I don't think you should use work into box unless you see your team or continually going to the byline. Always, I don't like it, no, as an instruction. You will find that in most of my tactics, I don't use them. Because after what? Because if you're playing as a defensive team, the moment you put work ball into box, right, the whole damn team comes back to defend. And you're going like, what the hell did I do this for, man? I should have scored the goal when there were only 5 defenders. Now they got 11 fellas in the box. Oh. That's why ball into box is sometimes can be quite a problem for people. Similarly to work ball into box, the one I don't like is low crosses. Yeah. I don't like low crosses as well. Because low crosses as well, sometimes go all the way to the byline and then they could do a cutback. I mean, dude, there was somebody at the far post. You could have crossed it a lot earlier. So that's one of the reasons why I don't also use low crosses unless I see my team going to the byline all the time. Right. So right now they don't go to the byline, so there's no point. So now boom, 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 I go see whether we can hit them with through balls from the middle, which is pass into space. Let's see if this works. Yeah. I mean, looking at my team and the options I have on the bench are not a lot. This is becoming, so far we are 2-0 for 4-2-3-1. Okay, go. Now coming. Cut. Shit. This tells me better do low cross. They've done it so many times already. Okay, we do low crosses. They've gone to the cutback all the time. I feel specific team instructions are great when you have limited players that can't make good decisions. Well, there's 2 ways of looking at that. Yeah, I guess. I think team instructions are basically it's PIs that you should do that to, not team instructions. Team instructions give you the tactic itself, right? The tactic itself, like the style of the tactic you want to play. Like for example, the block, for example, right? So if I were to set a defensive line as higher, then I'm basically telling my fullbacks to go support the midfield now, try and get some goals. If I drop my defensive line, I'm telling my team, hey, you know what? Defenders don't go up so high up the pitch. So therein, I think understanding team instructions is critical in this game. Especially if you're a tweaker, like me. I like to make small changes in games. Feeling that I'm a manager. That kind of thing. So I love that part of the game. Because SI worked really hard to get that part of the game fine-tuned in FM21. Yeah. Because I was one of those guys complaining a lot those days. Somebody in SI asked me once, how long do you play the game for? And I answered, I stopped playing the game after beta. They went like, huh? Say what? Say, yeah, I stopped playing the game after beta because it's absolutely zero challenge. There's no challenge in the game. All you do is put in a tactic, go and sleep, because the AI does the same shit all the time. Plays a 4-2-4. If it's down by a goal, it changes mentality to very attacking. So those days, the game was very, very boring. I couldn't play. I got so fed up with the game. I stopped playing the game for 3 editions of the game. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just like, I feel like, this game is not challenging, man. So then when SI came in FM16 and then they started making small changes, right? It was still FM16 was still quite easier. Then 17 was also very easy. Because I think in 19, that the game started becoming quite interesting because the AI stopped using that whole we are goal down, let's go to attacking, very attacking mentality, play a 4-2-4. Yeah, I went a hiatus, man. I stopped playing the game in FM 12, 13, 14, 15. I refused to play. The last game I played, you actually see my name in the credits from 12, 13, 14, 15. But I didn't play the game. I refused to play the game. Because I actually sent a note to SI. I said, thank you for the fish. I'm out of here. I sent it to someone in SI, quite high up. Because I have his email. So I always, once in a while, I always send him emails. So he wished me luck, enjoy, go off into the sunset. Yeah, I wrote a long, lengthy email about why the game is very boring. And how it doesn't hold my interest anymore. Now, I kind of like the game now because it's not so easy. I mean, like sometimes, in the old days, right, all you have to do is put in a tactic, find a player, rinse, repeat. Right? And then, I'm not saying the game is a lot difficult now. I mean, you still pretty much find a player, get the right tactic, you win a lot of games, right? True, right? If you get great players, yeah, you win. But that's been the game all this time. But they made it a bit more complex in the sense that now the AI doesn't just go to a 4-2-4 or go into a very attacking mentality anymore. It doesn't do that anymore. So that's what I love about the game now. So we got ass wiped. Okay, so that one. Go back, drawing board again, 4-2-3-1. See why the 4? That's why I tell you the 4-2-4 and the 4-4-2 is way better. Next attempt. Right. Jimmy Wash, I totally agree with you. When DMs have great long shots, they're phenomenal. Okay, hold on. Let's I tell you what we do. We don't use any of these tactics. We use my own tactics. Okay, my already created tactics. Ding ding ding. What's it? 4-2-3-1 Gloucester City. That's all right. We got. This is the original 4-2-3-1. Oh, this is the one that I made. Winger attack, shadow striker, advance forward, box to box. Hey, let's try this, okay? But this is different, right? Because it doesn't have DMs. The problem with their last two tactics, because they're using DMs, right? In the AP, there's a gap. This one doesn't have a gap. And this one is using overlaps. So the overlap is only going to affect the starting mentality of these two players, but it was not going to create overlaps in that sense, because there's nobody overlapping. They won't be overlapping. Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. This is crazy. You're struggling to make a satisfying. No, 4-2-3-1, right? The easiest 4-2-3-1. I tell you something. It's going to be double DMs. Yeah. It depends on how you want to play the game. Yeah. How do you want to play? I'm not a big fan. I mean, I'm okay with a 4-2-3-1. I'm not going to jump up and down and go, it's a great tactic. Okay with a 4-2-3-1 only. I love the 4-4-2 though. 4-4-2 is my favorite formation in the game. Because it's one of the reasons why whenever somebody comes to me and says, how do I get better at the game Football Manager, right? Okay. Whenever people ask me, how do I get better at Football Manager, I always tell them, if you can play the 4-4-2 and you can come up with 10 different ways of playing the 4-4-2, you'll never play with another tactic ever again. In fact, all the other tactics will become easy. Okay, so we go. Unfortunately for us, I mean, that's not really happening, is it? Box to box, CM. I just put anybody here. We have to keep the ball. Let's see if we've got any PIs in this tactic. Chances are this is an old tactic. Close arm more, mark tighter. Oh, sorry, microphone off. Oops. Why did I use wingers in this tactic? Okay, in this tactic, right, I'm actually looking for players playing outside their preferred foot, right? So what they do is they play balls this way. So I got AF and shadow striker. So I got a box-to-box and a CM. Libero coming up. So what we have is a three-man midfield, right? Basically like something that looks like a three-man midfield. You know, got three defenders. 1, 2, 3. This guy goes in. This guy goes up. So he will partner this guy. So he creates another zigzag. I got this thing about zigzags. Escadillas, or I call them zigzags. They're not really escadillas, but I like to create this passing pattern in the middle. I'll try and see if we can get a shot of it. Let's see if we can get one, huh? All right. Palomino is not exactly the best libero in the world, huh? My ladder obsession. I got ladder obsession. If do you know that if you can get a ladder, the ultimate ladder in this game, right, is you get a ladder in the center, you get a ladder on the left, and you get a ladder on the right. Oh my god. I'm telling you, you're gonna be getting XG of 2 point something on average on most of your games. Because there's no way the AI, because the AI is not the game, the match engine is not that sophisticated. It is actually a very rudimentary match engine that works off this principle. It's either a 3-2 defense or a 2-3 defense. If you look at a lot of the tactics, right, it sets up like, okay, we got a back 3, or maybe just like this 5, and then after that you look at another tactic. Look at the number of tactics with very basic defenses. That's it. It's like as if the game is when they created a match engine, right, is like with a certain build out in mind. How do you win in FM? You score more goals than the opposition. Ladders. Yeah, snakes and ladders, correct. So I like this. There we go. So I got this zig, right? I mean, it's not really a zigzag right now, right? So we got wait for it to form. There we go. Ding dong. Yeah, I got this passing pattern here, right? So is this role, maybe I can improve this a bit more. Okay, we got one more here. So what I'll do with this guy in the center, no more AF, make you complete forward attack. Even better. Okay. Because the idea was AF and shadow striker. Okay, there we go. Boom. Pop. There we go. All the little passing patterns. Look at that. I love this. There's no way, the AI cannot keep up, because you're always gonna outnumber the opposition. If you can get these zigzag patterns on the left and the right, you'll do it. What do you do when your team stops performing for no reason? I sell all the players and buy new ones. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. What can cause that? You go to the data hub. Yeah, go to your... Okay, the most important thing is when your team is... Okay, I'll tell you something. You go to the XG table, right? You see me do it before, right, Raf? You just go to the XG table. Is your team creating chances? Yeah, that's it. Are you the top of the XG chances created table? If you are, look at the goals. Is it green or red? If it's red, means you got hopeless strikers. Go get yourself better strikers. If you're not the top, means you better create more chances. Yeah, so it's got to be the player in your tactic. So always look out for who are the creators in your tactic and where your chances are coming from. That's the goal. Have you tried the FM tweak? No, I haven't tried that. Because it's not really a match engine tweak. It's just a small little physics change that's like changing the size of the ball in the game. It doesn't really change the match engine, because it's just changing some elements of the JSON file. And then what you got to do is you got to go in there and you got to look at making a lot of minute changes. And it's not really... It's like me using a mass editor to go in and change the... To give you an example, it's using a mass editor and going and changing all the attributes of all the players. So that's not really changing the match engine. Hey, we did it, man. It worked. So we got this thing to work. So what I did was the complete forward. Now, instead of using an advanced forward, we change the role to a complete forward. It's much better now. Okay. The pressure is high. So sometimes it draws, so it links up, and then we got these guys coming in. Yeah, nice. Okay, Atlanta. The business, baby. AI Marco Rose tactics is OP. I have no idea. Probably I would say that they managed to get the role combinations and the duty combinations quite good. Yeah, complete forward is a nuisance to mark, especially if you got a shadow striker behind him. If you have a complete forward with a shadow striker, it's very, very difficult to handle. And then if you set it up, right, like this, right? Okay, meaning, okay, what is the difference in this tactic and the other tactic? Okay, why did this tactic work and why did the other tactic not work? That's the more important question. Very simply, this tactic doesn't use the DMs, meaning these three are together. They are like happy family. All three is one pivot. In the other tactic, it's got 2 AMs and 2 DMs. So one phase in a transition, I'm going to overpower them. In the attacking phase, I'm going to overpower them with 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 guys. So I have an extra man through the transition. So I actually have 4 players in my midfield. 1, 2, 3, 4. Versus their 4. Right, so it's a bit better. And yeah, it looks better. This one is much better, you know. And I instead of using underlaps, I use overlaps. So we have wingers. Now, what I did was, why wingers? Because wingers were positioned wider than inside forwards, right? So they are really wide. And because they are playing opposite the flank of their preferred foot, they will come inside. So they will pull those central defenders even wider. So because they're here, right? Instead of here, right? So now what will happen is this guy or this guy will have to come closer. There we go. Right. So he's in a perfect position. And now he's here. So he's already on this. He's already in a position to pull this guy. There we okay, come on. Show me a highlight. I want to see another highlight. Okay, we're going to save this. I like this tactic. This is a nice one. Okay, we got what name should we give this tactic? I'm going to put it in the Discord folder. Sorry, I'm going to put it in the everybody can use folder. Dropbox to the whole world. Come on, let's call this public. What do we call this tactic? Funky 4231, I don't know. Because so many, listen, I'm gone crazy. Joey go crazy tactic, no one cannot. Everton tactics, how many tactics we have here? Okay, jeez. Okay. No, I'm seriously, okay. I really, we have too many tactics. We have to clean house already. 4, 2, 3, 1. This is in the root folder, so it's right on top. So you gave my name Complete Shadow. Okay, yeah. Complete Shadow. Sorry, yeah, I like this. I like this tactic. I might use it again. It's quite simple. Because it's not too symmetrical, meaning we don't have too many like duties of the same duty on the same side. Sometimes those tactics can be quite annoying because it's too balanced. Like, wing on support, yeah. Fullback on attack. It's not fun. Oh, don't you dare. Oh, blaggeros. Gonna use all these shots before they go away. Man, the worst thing SI could have done, right? This is the worst thing SI could have done. Was to break the news to me that there will not be any shots in FM25. I was like, what the heck? The first thing I told all my friends is that, so what? I cannot believe I'm a manager anymore, is it? I can't shout at the monitor anymore. You want me to shout and break the monitor? At least last time I just berate the players and imagine I was doing it. No? This is much better. Yeah. And we haven't subbed anybody, Oh, another one. Hey, Godspurs, how are you, man? Yeah, the correct. The wingers are stretching the backline. The Shadow Striker and the Complete Forward are having fun in the middle now. So they are between the two of them, they are taking the 3-man defense apart. Oh, but you got to keep the ball, that's the only thing. And we got no more. I'm not making any substitutions. I refuse to make substitutions because we're going to see how tired our team is going to get. Okay. So we done the 4-2. So I'm happy with the 4-2-3-1. Okay. So we done the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1 versus the 5-2-2-1. Which is the other tactic left? I'm slightly playing a 4-4-2. Yeah. Okay, what is the other formation we're going to do? 4-4, 4-2-4, right? The 4-2-4, 4-2-4. I'm going to make the 4-2-4 next. Okay. It's fun. I enjoy this a lot more sometimes. Yeah. You know, do you guys know that sometimes, right, when I'm playing this game Football Manager, right, I can spend like an entire afternoon just going, okay, all right, I want to make a funky looking tactic that moves like, I don't know, I'll come up all kinds of nonsense in my head. No? Okay, I'm going to try and make a tactic that starts like this. Maybe it starts as a 4-4-2, ends up being a 1-3-6 or something like that. That's how I come up with tactics. Then you try all kinds of experiments. But this is the way I figure out how to play against certain formations. Yeah, the most efficient way of playing against a formation. So like 5-2-2-1, you want to play a 5-2-2-1 efficiently? Yeah, this is one of the formations. Now we're going to change this to 4-2-4, right? Okay, that was a goal. Okay, so 4-2-4. Ding, ding. Okay, 4-2-4. How do we do this? Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll do complete forward attack, advance forward. Winger. We leave two wingers up there. Okay, we put two DMs, being unsure. First version. Then we will have these fullbacks on attack running up the pitch, going, you know what? We believe in ourselves. Then we got two ball playing defenders. Shorter passing. Just now we were playing short tempos. Pass into space, we overlap. So no play our defense. Ball into box. Be more expressive. Okay. Whole shape. No, we're going to do count. No. Whole shape. Let me think. 5-2-2-1. If I hold shape and I lose the ball, I've got these guys holding shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These guys gonna be up here. This guy's gonna be up here, holding shape against a 5-2-2-1. Okay, we try it. Okay, we try. Good work. Get stuck in. Okay lah. All right. Play high up the pitch. Okay, can. All right, let's go. Hey, wrong team. So let's save the tactic first. 4-2-4. Oh no. I cannot save it here. No? Okay, can. Okay. All right, one more time. Marco Rose 4-2-2-2. The 4-2-2-2, the box. Box easy. Box can wall up this tactic. But box is about, if you play the box against a 5-2-2-1, is whichever team has the better. Hello, Gay from Scotland. How are you, man? Thank you for your 6 months, sir. Welcome. River Plate is giving me money enough to buy me a donkey. Of course, use our youngsters. Oh, God, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you got a complete forward dropping, right? So this guy's gonna take more risks. Yes, we got the rationale behind this is quite simple. Okay, this guy's gonna drop. Okay, so you want this guy to be higher a bit. Okay, that's it. That's the only logical. See, there's a reason why I have take fewer risks and take more risks. Okay, there's a reason why. People think it's some random reason why. It's because the offset. When you look at the with and without ball screens, right, you'll find that this guy is gonna be here and this guy's gonna be here. It's like doing it without the defend duty and the support duty. But to get them to move together, like slightly off each other, like I think to get the zigzag again. We can try the 4-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2 afterwards. Yeah, the box. The box is quite straightforward. Box is about just beating the team on down the flanks. Okay, so let's go now. Let's see whether this works. Okay, so far we 4-2-3-1 confirm, right? So if we make the 4-3-2-3-1 the inverted fullback, if we don't take too long, because we didn't play our defense, right? Because we were top heavy, we got two central midfielders and we got a shadow striker, right? So the tactic did not play slowly. Like the first few tactics, we play our defense, we took a merry old time to bring the ball out the pitch, and then they brought their reserves in to help them defend. No, they got so much time to prepare. So this time, the second time around, we didn't do that, right? So we moved out the pitch really quickly. So right now, the same thing here, right? No play our defense because you're playing a 4-2-4, right? Top heavy, right? So we don't waste any time. So you see if it works. Ideally, we should also keep the ball. It's going to work. Oh, you won 3 cups. Congratulations. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this works. Boom, boom, shaka. No, you look at the effortless chasing after him. Okay. Oh, this is not looking good. Edison already got a yellow card. Usually that's a sign for me that my tactic sucks. If I get a yellow card on a DM early, right? See, I told you, right? There's gonna be a goal. Anytime you play a two-man midfield, you got DM, one DM gets a yellow card, good luck to you. Yeah, that's my philosophy. That's the way I look at it. I see whether 4-2-4 can work. This variation probably not. No. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, let's shorten the passing. Okay, shorten the tempo, especially the tempo. We cannot be too high a tempo. We want more players getting involved in the attacking transition so that the fullbacks bring up the pitch. Maybe change the role. Yeah, I don't think the fullbacks are going to help us as well. So we're going to do wingbacks on support instead. So now we got a lot of fluid. The tactic becomes fluid. Oh, speaking of which, I think FM26, right? They will remove all this fluid nonsense. They should. Because he's so irrelevant now. I hope SI remove all this fluid and structured and all that nonsense. Because it just begs people to ask the wrong questions like, oh, does this mean I have to have more attack duties or more defense duties? Which is so like FM12, man. The last time that was relevant was in FM12 though. Go. Okay. We got a goal. Yeah. But this one becomes like, the moment I have overlaps, right, it becomes cross-heavy. And I guess against a back five, right, yeah, it'll be good. Fullback, but you are looking to make a Marco Rose. Okay, the difference, Marcus, is you're trying to make a Marco Rose tactic, right? Or you're talking about the Marco Rose AI tactic. Okay, there we go. Another one. And Pedro Pereira. Come on, don't. Okay, now we run defense because always run defense when the AI decides, you know what? I'm taking down one of your players. No, work ball into box, take it out. No, don't waste your time. No point doing work ball into box when we got at least 5 players in the opponent's third. Yeah. This is so this 4-2-4. Yeah, let's save it again. I'm gonna read. Okay. Not impressed. Not like the 4-2-3-1 earlier. Okay, this is much better. And then we go back. Oh, they should have scored. The Marco Rose AI tactic. Actually, sometimes if you act, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, if you find there is one tactic in the game, AI tactic is really good, you should do your best to try and replicate it. You should. I find that's very because my best tactic for FM 21 was an AI tactic. AI basically I reverse engineered an AI tactic because I couldn't believe that I lost 5-0 3 times to the same tactical system. I was so full of myself. I was like, there's no way this could have happened. How dare the AI beat me? I was like insulted. I was massively insulted. I was like, come on, this cannot happen to me. So I was so mad with the game. Okay, so we don't need all these 4, right? So let me think of how we can do this. Okay, how do we improve this? Okay, we want to keep the ball, right? Because that's the problem with the system. Okay, I know what to do. Wing on attack here. All right, this takes fewer risks, right? So this guy is a fullback on wingback on support. No, IFB. Let's try IFB on defense. Okay, so then we put the overlap here, position a bit higher. Okay, then we've got this guy moving up. Wingback on attack. This will be interesting. Wingback on attack. Now we got 3-man defense, 3-2. Okay, so we got 3-2 versus that formation. All right, let's go. Shorter passing right defense, be more expressive, overlap. Okay, let's go. What's this? Okay, again. His DMs are DM and RPM. DM and RPM is a very good combination because it's not defensive. It's if it's was he using a 4-4-2, right? 4-4-2 DM is not defensive tactic. It's actually a very strong tactic. The one of the meta tactics for meta formations for FM24 is actually on the 4-2-2-2-2 box. It's very, very strong. Because there are very few formations that can what's the word for it? That can keep up with that formation because it's got a box midfield and a box attack. What a change, baby. We made one simple change. Okay, what I did here, okay, because I recognize the fact I'm playing 5. You see, remember what I said earlier? I'm playing against a 5v5, right? So basically, they're going to have 5 players defending versus their 5 attacking in a transition. They can have as few as 5 players defending or as many as 5 players attacking, right? So what I've done is I've got 5 here now. So this guy is going to join us in the attacking transition. So I get 5 in my attack. No. So I get this 3 lined up and I get this 2. Then I get this heavy left-sided influence on the tactic. This is another version of the 4-2-4 where, if you're playing against a 5-2-2-1, you can exploit the weakness of, because then I'm defending with the same number of players it's defending, right? But I have 2 strikers now. So that's the difference. So you can actually play this like that, So what I've done is, this is the formation. So the wingback is going to come up here. So our first goal was created by the wingback. The wingback bomb forward. And it works off this guy. And this role can be a winger on attack or inside forward. Because this is your role. This is your free role. No? Because you can do a lot of things with this role. You can play him as a wide target forward on attack. Right? You can play him as maybe even a round outer, man. Let's try round outer. Because this will be very funky, this role. Because you can do a lot of things with this role now. Because we don't need him ever to come back, man. I got DM on support, and then you got inside forward, right? So the guy at the back, he's just going, I'm chill, man. You do whatever you want to do, boy. No, it's not about the longest ladder, no. No, it's not about the longest ladder. A ladder is about creating. The game is about creating passing patterns like ladder here. The most efficient is if you can create 3 ladders in one tactic, meaning you got 1 on each flank and in the center. So that's why I am a big fan of the focus play attack with 1 single roaming playmaker. Because with that setup, I can actually have a ladder on my left flank, a ladder in the center, and a ladder on the right, which is the Joey Go Smash tactic, like the 4-1-4-1. That is the only tactic I have made that has 3 ladders in one tactic. Which is why the AI cannot handle it. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. We gotta love this, man. I love this formation. This is so nice. It's so easily pulling this 3-man defense apart. Oh my goodness, the complete forward is having the time of his life, man. The advanced forward keeps running behind the line. The complete forward is going, thank you very much. Oh, lovely. Then the Ramdaughter is having fun too. Look at that, man. Not Ramdaughter is going to have fun, no, in this tactic. Because the Ramdaughter has got nothing else to do but explore space. Because everybody is just, he's got a lot of liberties on this tactic now. You want a Ramdaughter tactic, right? I made one already. Hey! Do I need an underlap? No, you don't need an underlap. Yeah, I don't need an underlap. We got a Ramdaughter tactic, Beautiful. Because I don't have to defend this flank. So this is quite cool. This guy, I don't be a Ramdaughter anymore. Okay, can you be a white target forward for fun? Can you imagine if I play a game, right? Hey, white target forward, go and play. Yeah, this Ramdaughter will be very free. This tactic, he's gonna take he's just chilling, no? Because what we're doing here is this whole overload on this side of the pitch, right? Okay, if I wanted to make this even more interesting, right, I'll do this. Focus play. Now, what will happen with focus play is this, no? Okay? The focus play will drag the midfielders to that side of the way, creating more space on the right. Oh, this will be funky, man. This will be fun. This current tactic is similar to Matty Zuck's 4-4. Maybe, yeah, could be. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just creating on the fly. Yeah. We've had so many tactics on our Discord. I tell you, our Discord has got a lot of sorry, guys. I cannot. Damn it. I forgot to save the tactic. Okay, let's come in here and see whether I can do that now. Wait, what did I do? Let me try and remember what I did. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. So we can do this round router. There we go. I think this double DMs, right? We didn't change this, right? And then, yeah, something like this. Yeah, that'll work. This will work. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Now we can create another one. Okay. Got another one. This is creating tactics day. Wrong place. See, users, Profeto, Discord. Okay, let's go. Dropbox. Where's Dropbox? Okay. Focus play. Oh yeah, there's a focus play, right? Correct. Yeah, I put a focus play. But focus play, I would advise you guys to put it in when you're playing. Don't put it in as default. Yeah, because sometimes when if you put focus play in, your attack gets heavily moves to the left, right? Okay, so you're pulling a lot of players there. But what if you wanted that wing back to be free to deliver the cross and not have so many players on that side of the pitch, right? So it could be a downside. So I would just play the focus play. I'll look at the situation and go like, maybe I see space emerging. Okay, let me try the focus play. That's how you should use it. Yeah, that's how I would do it. I wouldn't just put it in default, but I'll put it there for you guys. Like that, okay. Because you see this width is only fairly narrow, so the priority is still wall passing. I'm not going flank to flank, right? So the attack. So there's going to be a lot of flank internal passing in this tactic. So this complete four is a big part of this tactic. This wingback is a big part of this tactic. So as the wingback comes in, he's overlapping. So the complete four drops. The wingback goes around. He can drill one right across the face of goal for these two guys. And this is okay. Now, what name do we give this tactic? Come on. Next tactic. Yeah, let's go. Next name. Come on, guys. What name are we giving this tactic? This is fun. After this, we do the box. Yeah, we do the box. We done the 4-2-4. We done the 4-4-2. We done the 4-2-3-1. Okay? But this is the nicest 4-2-4 I've seen so far. No? Ice cream cake. 4-2-4. Ice cream cake. Oh, yeah. Another ice baby. Ice cream cake. No, 4-2-4 ice baby, okay? I want to call it 4-2-4 vanilla. Because, America needs to import vanilla. So, their trade deficit. They got no vanilla in the country. Right? I'm laughing my head off silly nowadays. Okay. All right. Next one, okay? Because we're all going to use this against the 5-2-2-1. Okay. All right. Next tactic is the box. Okay, the box. Okay, now we do the box. Okay. All right, let's go for the boxy baby. Okay. Now we got vanilla, ice baby. Okay, we can use the base of the ice baby. All right, so now we got ice baby here. But what we want is a whole family of fellas running out of the pitch. Now, we will still want to maintain this because I like this. No, I like this combination. All right, so what we want now is chaos. Chaos. Roam and move into channels. Okay, and then from here we want and maybe not. We put the APS. Cannot. Then the complete four drops. Shadow Striker takes his place. There's a bit too many moving things in this tactic. Let me think. AP on support. He's gonna roam. Why? Drift. So if he roams, he got nobody to give the ball to, so no business. Okay, wing back attack. Okay, we'll do fullback on attacks. Why? Because fullbacks do wall passes, right? All our dangerous players are in the center. Okay, overlap is fine. Focus play on the left, focus play on the right. Focus play down the right, not the left, because we got these guys. We'll see. Might not work. No? DM on support, take more risks. He'll shoot up. This guy is going to hold his position. He's going to win the ball high up the pitch. These guys are not doing anything funky. Shorter passing. Tempo is okay. Run at defense, be more expressive. Okay, fine. Hold shape. Yep, okay, done. Okay, width is going to be... Let's make the width a bit more wider. They are, in fact, a lot more wider. So they use the fullback. They try to get the ball to the fullbacks as much as possible. Now they will increase the tariffs. Yeah, exactly. They will increase the tariffs for all ice cream made in China. So now Nike, right? The Americans go to the Nike shop, right? They open the thing like, hey, this is the new LeBron James jersey. Oh shit, it's 240 US. It used to be 140 US. Yeah, baby. Guess where it's made? I don't know, man. I think this world has gone mad. What happened to world peace? Stop violent conflicts. Stop. Save the fellas in Kentucky from drowning, or maybe the poor kids in Texas who are dying from measles. All this kind. Stop the war in Ukraine. That kind of thing. I think there are more important things in the world, huh? So the risk affects their movement. Exactly. Play more risk affects movement, decision making. Yeah. Passing. Everything. Yeah. Everything, baby. All right. So whenever you whenever you add the instruction, take more risk, right? That's what it does. Play more risk. Okay. Let's go. Let's see if this works. Okay. Wanted to make something, but let's see. There we go. Toure. Oh, what an early move. Okay, already they started. Oh, they already started attacking. Okay, do we want to... We're not playing our defense, okay? Pass into space. Yeah, that's the one. Now let's go. Let's push this team. Marco plays DLF for the left striker, plays the two normal EMs. I know, but the way I set it up is different. Yeah. His one will be holding, no? I'm playing a different one. I don't know how he sets up, but I like this one a lot more. Okay. Oh, I tell you what we'll do. We'll make a slightly different version. Because this is like a version I always make. Okay. Roaming playmaker and support moves up. Okay. Now we're gonna do something funky. Okay. This is gonna be very funky. Nothing moves to the middle. Okay. The problem is these guys have to put pressure on the final third. Okay. So okay. Shadow striker can go. Alright, so roaming playmaker is gonna come up here. Shadow striker is gonna move in here, right? Complete force is gonna come up here. Shadow striker is, I guess, he's gonna be here. Where else can he be? Alright, now let's think about these three guys. Okay. We put I want to put a libero again. If I put a libero here and I do it, let's see what happens. This doesn't really this doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Yeah, does not. I like two DMs. Let's see how it goes. I know libero is making me making me think. The libero might be funky. The number of times I go into tactics and I pick libero as a first choice role. People are probably wondering what the hell's wrong with me. Every stream he plays libero. Oh yeah, come on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, come on. I think we better not playing libero. Yeah, better off not playing libero. I'm tweaking his role here. There's a lot of pressure on this tactic. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna do something different. Okay. Let's play libero. Just when I say we're not playing libero, I started playing libero. Okay. There we go. I want to try this out. I know this is nonsensical. You need these guys to move up the pitch. But now what we're doing is we're moving. This guy is going to go up. Roaming playmaker is going to go up. So, tell you what. DLP on support. Because this is the only role that I know that can go all the way with. We can also play the Volante. Okay, let's play a Volante on attack. Okay. All right, Volante on attack, right? So he's going to go right through. DLP is going to hold position. This libero is going to come in here, right? These three are going to form a three. So this is like what we call the stampede, the central stampede. Then you play. Then what you do is, What's that? Lone Ranger theme. I can't remember. The right. What's it called? The right of the what? Yeah, you play the Lone Ranger theme, okay? Or the Charge of the Light Brigade. I don't know, like, Ride of Valkyries. Whichever one you want to play, like, you just play that. It'll be a central attacking pattern. Yeah, run and defense, pass into space. I'm thinking, how insane can we make this? Okay. Okay. Okay, I know what to do. Get it. Poacher, Shadow Striker, Advanced War. Look at these three guys coming. Poacher to hold the defenders, right? Because you got other rows attacking it. Oh my goodness. This is like mercilessly all running through the center. All waiting. But if it's one of you guys from Discord, you guys are gonna do, you know what? You're gonna play 3 target forwards. Oh, there, they almost scored. Come on. It is a bit insane, I know. I know it's insane. Because you ideally want to attack the wingbacks so they don't come up the pitch. But right now I'm thinking, right, those wingbacks come up the pitch ain't so bad anyway, right? Because if the wingbacks come up the pitch, then we got counter-attacking opportunities, right? Then we're creating space because the wingbacks are coming up. Yeah. I'm going to go wider and wider soon. Yeah. Uh-oh. Palomino, don't get sent off. Okay. All right. What did I want to do? I want to do something. I forgot what I wanted to do. Hold shape, counter. Okay. Pass into space. Yeah. Maximum width. Oh, very high now. Okay. Yeah, there's no point playing slow tempo. No, we want the highest tempo possible because we got all these 4 waiting to attack them. They're losing players left, right, and center. Colombo just got injured. This is a 01, 02 exploit all over again. That one was worse. That was like a 4-1-3-2 exploit. Yeah. But that for that, if you wanted to do that, right, we have to do this. Let's try this, okay? Roam from position. Okay. Because now these two are gonna roam, right? This guy's coming through the middle. I don't know if it's gonna work. It's insanity. Insanity of the highest order. We haven't scored any goals yet. It's quite disappointing. You think that with all these fellas attacking the center, they would have panicked by now. No, I think trap inside. No, trap inside. Your player. If you play trap inside, right? Then your center cannot have roles at running forward. Yeah, because your counter attacks. Yeah, I mean it makes. I know it does kind of make a lot of sense. If I trap inside, the counters are also going to come from inside. Is a logic behind what you're saying. I don't like it because it means that the 2 fellas here have to defend a lot of defending. But trap inside makes sense because according to SI, right, if you play a trap, right, the counters come from the place where you set the trap. So if your trap is on trap wide, right, your counters are down the flanks. So if you play trap inside, your counters are through the middle. Yeah. I think now we have to raise the ante. Come on, guys. This is taking too long. Okay. 2 liberos of support are coming. This is the charge of the Light Brigade. This is crazy, man. This is shouldn't the AI be beating me by now? Like libero, inverted fullback. The only defenders are these 2 guys. The center is running off. This is what we call insanity, Okay. You dare? Hey, you think I'm not going to do it? Okay, look at me. Inverted wingback on attack. Okay? 2 liberos on support. 2 volantes on attack. Hey, hello. Since you gotta be so psychotic, sweeper picker, sweeper keeper on attack. Oh my god, this is it, man. This is like, this is what a person who's never played Football Manager is gonna do, you know. Better, I haven't scored a goal yet. I need to score more goals. Put them all on attack. Oh my god. Boy, they're going. They go. They scored. Look at that, baby. The libero stay back. The charge of the Light Brigade. Look at this, right? Look at the backline move, okay? Look at this backline move. I want to see the backline move. Oh, hey, there must be more. There must be more. Come on. Step up more. You know what this means, right? We play offside trap. Yeah, I've gone insane. Yeah, the whole world has gone insane. Why should I be different? I don't know. I mean, like, you know, everybody thinks we got tariff wars, economic wars, nuclear economic winter. Some guy called Navarro apparently is supposed to be things though. He's an economic genius. Okay, fine. Goldman Sachs says the chance of recession. JP Morgan says the chance of a global recession is about 60% now. If you look at any of the analysts, right, it's between 50 to 60%. It's 2-0, baby. I know it's a corner, but it came off a tactical change. So it counts. All right. Can we have a libero on attack? No. Okay, so we got sweeper, keeper, inverted wingback on attack, volante on attack, shadow striker on attack, advanced was on attack. Advanced. Somebody's gonna say this is an exploit tactic. 60% is the chances of sitting. Correct. 60%. 60%. Absolutely right. This world has gone mental. And congratulations to the Gators, man, for winning UConn. Oh my goodness. I do follow American sports, and then Wayne Gretzky's ice hockey record finally went. Oh my goodness. The Ovechkin scored the goal. And now he's got 865 goals. Yes, I am an ice hockey fan. I support the New York Rangers. I used to work for ESPN, right? So my first trip to the US was to Connecticut, and then after they say, have you ever, because those days ESPN was the sole broadcasters of ice hockey in the US. That was like 90s. So they asked me, you want to go for an ice hockey game? I was like, yeah, right. Okay, fine. Right in the glass wall. Beautiful. I saw the Rangers play, man. That was the day I became a fan. I brought back the jersey. Only problem with that, whole story is that my ex-girlfriend took the jersey with her when we broke up. Yeah, I've never had any luck, no. I had Imran Khan's cap from one day test cricket. My ex-wife wore it on a yacht. He never came back. He's somewhere in the Tasmanian Sea. And the ice hockey jersey from the Rangers, okay, ex-girlfriend took it as well. Yeah, I don't know what's with women and all my things. Come on! They got one more goal. Hey, Matty Zucks, how are you, man? Do we add... No, I think it's enough. You don't have to add the Trequartista. Yeah, really. Want to add Trequartista? I don't think so. We're going to save this tactic. Psychotic box. Yeah, we're calling psychotic box. Now, please, what we do is we do Trequartista. No, I know. Target forward attack. Trequartista. The most insane tactic. It's the time of the year. We go all insane. Hey, Matty, check out this tactic. 4-4-2 box, 2 liberos, 2 inverted wing backs. Just now, and then now we got trequartista. And we actually made a Raumdauter tactic work in a 4-2-4. This psychotic is insane. We're making stupid. It's all, it's basically the whole mood. The world is gone crazy. Yeah. Okay. Everybody seems to think tariffs are the solution to redistribution of wealth. Poor people don't understand tariffs are just going to make everything more expensive for the person paying for it. The last time we had tariffs, it led to World War II. So I'm very depressed right now. The last time the world was this isolationist, we had World War II. Some other people don't seem to... history is subject they don't teach in school, apparently. Okay, come on. There are no defenders. Come on. Let's go. Don't score. They haven't scored a goal yet. We are so psychotic. We have not scored. This is a global tactic. You're right, man. The CC is absolutely right. This is a global tactic. This is an insane tactic. Come on. Okay, look. To determine if this is a fluke or not a fluke, we have to play it one more time. Okay? All right? Okay. We have to do it one more time. Because we can't, just because you technically work one time could be luck, right? Maybe the fella dropped. Maybe as the pixel ran off the screen, the boot came off the other foot, right? Never know. What did I call this tactic again? Psychotic or something like that. See, crazy psycho. I got a lot of psycho tactics. I don't know why I call him psycho. Psychotic box, that's the one. Okay, psychotic box. Okay, so what we're going to do with the psychotic box now is going to change it, okay? So we're going to give it a target forward. Target forward. Trequartista. All right, volante. Okay, that's it. This is a psychotic box. Will it work? Will this psychotic tactic work? The Donald Trump tactic, correct. Yeah, history, correct, right? Marcus, history always repeats itself, no? It's like, why? Seriously, people don't go to school, is it anymore? Like, critical thinking is dead. Seriously, 70% of the world's artificial sweetness come from China. No? America imports diamonds. America imports nuclear reactors. What else do they import? The amount of things Americans import, they import televisions. Can you imagine tomorrow they turn out, my TV set is broken. I need to buy a TV. Boom! Bloody thing is now 104% more expensive. All right. Trust in Trump. Oh no. We are right. We had to play this tactic one more time, okay? Got a penalty. Yeah. No, but this time around, right, it's the idiots that voted him, the ones who gave him all the money with the billionaires, because they thought it'd be good for business. Little did they know that his whole plan was, he has been talking about tariffs since he was a Russian, he was being caught up by the Russians when he was in his 20s, right? So he's been talking about tariffs all this time, right? His entire lifetime he's been talking about tariffs. What is his favorite word in the whole? He's a tariffster, right? A terrorist tariffster. Tariff. Yeah, probably can find a way of saying that better, but all these CEOs probably thought that, yeah, he's great. We forgot he loves tariffs. But what's the impact of tariffs? Or your entire global supply chain now has to be redone all over again. So Coca-Cola, with its 15 billion in China, okay, in factories and all that. Now what? You're going to upend and build an aluminium factory in America, is it? They only got one aluminium factory in the whole of the US of A. What? Nike is suddenly going to ask people in Georgia, hey, you know what? Why we need to have a sweatshop? You white guys, you wanna work in a sweatshop for like $1 an hour? Maybe 50 cents on the hour? I think that's going to happen. Don't worry, I'm sure the guy who declared bankruptcy in every business venture he's ever had and refused to pay contractors or work perform his entire life figured out just fine. Yeah, I suspect too. Yeah, they probably print more money. You probably go to the Fed. Hey, I need more money. Why can't you print money? Printing is free. He's probably going to do that. I don't understand why we don't have enough money to pay off the deficit. Can't you just print $1 trillion? Idiot. Okay, so far it doesn't look like the Trequartistas are working, you know. You've proven a point. They're not doing anything to defend. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to work. Target forward, no, it's not working. The whole, charged of the light brigade. I think earlier was better. Shadow striker, advance forward. And then we play volantes on attack, right? Okay. So let's do one more time. I think the best is still volante on attack, libero, inverted wing back. And what was it again? Shadow striker, advance forward, because they are still, it's still firing. And but was offside. Awarded. The guys are coming back. It's actually working. So basically, it's just a configuration of these two roles. Yeah, just change these roles. It can actually work. Look at that. They create. I think it can work. Yeah, it can work. But we have to create a more stable version. Let's create a stable version. Stabilize this tactic a bit. Yeah, I know a lot of long shots. Because this tactic doesn't have work ball into box and all that. Yeah, let's go attack. Because sometimes when you're playing against systems that sit back, right? Like we are playing against Brianza. Brianza is going to sit back, right? So if they're going to sit back, there's no point work ball into box. Might as well just attack them. Because you want to get them before they get all their ball boys back defending. Okay, let's go. I'm just clicking forward. Dumb tactic, go try again. So far, I think we have come up with a few. But the best one is still the 4-2-4. Oh my God, the 4-2-4 was the sexiest of them all. The one where we could change the right attacking role to anything we wanted. White target forward, inside forward, Ramdaughter. The Ramdaughter had a good game. We can even play a white target forward in a tactic. What we call the tactic? Vanilla Ice Baby, right? 4-2-4 Ice Baby. So this one is going to be slightly different, right? Because the thing is, what didn't work was the two Trequartistas. Because in a box like this, right, if your AMs don't track back, you're going to have an issue. That's why I've always find. So now we have this stampede effect. So the shadow strikers are going to push forward with the advanced forwards. All right, so everybody's pushing forward now, including the liberos. So everybody's going forward. Yeah, hooray, let's go. There we go. The great stampede. So how are they going to defend this? Because we got rolls that are moving through rolls from white coming inside as well. I'm not saying this is a great tactic. I'm just saying you're just making insanity here. Okay. I just want to make insane tactics. Make crazy tactics. Once in a while it's kind of fun. I mean, there we go again. Look! Oh, what a goal! Who are they going to defend? Look at this. The charge of the light brigade. Watch what happens in the center. Okay, so Lukman gets the ball. So these three defenders are going. Oh my God! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These guys are chasing. These guys are gone. Oh my God! What is happening here? These guys already got 2. Running into the channel already. Right. So we're exploiting the space here. No? Right. So there we go. Right into the center. So all these guys has to do is, who wants to score a goal? Put up your hand. And the defenders get pulled out of position because the guy these two are the principal threats, right? So at this point, right, one would think the ball is going to slip through for these guys, right? This guy comes in to score. See, 1, 2 is already gone. They're all marked. Now he cannot move. Right? So he is out of position already. So he goes in, that's it, game, set, match. Bam. Oh, that's such a nice move. Pasai is shadow striker coming in to score the goal. Because these volantes are creating havoc. Because the libero is also pushing up. But they're not pushing up too high, right? Because those liberos still end up being the defenders. Now FIFA also wants Russia back on the international stage. I'm not surprised because remember World Cup is coming soon, right? Guess who wants the World Cup to be his crowning glory? Who do you think? Donald Trump, because it's going to be the US of A. All right. So who has been, and Russia is trying to tell the US, hey, you know what? Don't worry about rare earths. We got some too. You can see the whole plot here. Mr. Donald Trump and Mr. Putin putting in some effort. Dirty dogs are these guys. I tell you, people should wake up and smell the roses. I got some of the dirtiest burgers in the world. Made a fleece of 1,000 camels infest its armpits. Who was the one that said that? MASH, right? That phrase came from MASH. I still remember. Klinger. Made a fleece of 1,000 camels infest your armpits. This tactic works very well against 10 players or 11 players. Yeah. But that is before, I think they got the player sent off in 43rd minute, right? And we scored another. We scored 2 goals and then after that finish. Game, set, match. Yeah, Libero's doing quite well. Oh, come on. Let's berate the team for a good measure. Wrong one. Yeah. Okay. We did all. Now 4-1-3-2, no point. I don't think a 4-1-3-2 is that efficient. Yeah. It's great in lower league, but not here. Because 4-1-3-2 is basically football already. If you want to play 4-1-3-2, you might as well play a box. It's a bit more efficient. Because in a 4-1-3-2, you are definitely going to be almost a cross AB tactic. Yeah. And then you'll be playing like mid blocks all the time. Whereas in this, this kind of 4-2-2-2 boxes, right, you can do all kinds of funky things with the tactic. Because this is okay, the box, right? This 4-2-2-2 is definitely one of the top formations for FM24. The three formations I rate as the top formations for FM24, right? Is the 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-2, and this box. 4-2-4 also, I know, takes a good. 4-2-4 is also quite strong. Can you create tactic? No. Hey, Ferryman, how are you, brother? Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, Klinger is one of my favorite. MASH is one of my favorite shows. All-time favorite shows. I can lose myself doing tactics, 100%. This is my favorite thing about the whole game. I can sit down here. You tell me right now, how many tactics can I make? Next 2 hours, I can make a lot. Yeah, I can make a lot of different freaking tactics. This is funny, right? Because it's a crazy tactic that shouldn't work on paper, but it works. Why? Because, all right, these two roles, because everybody's moving up, right? They are going to go like, hey, you know what? Hang on a minute. Who's defending? Okay, looks like we have to do the defending. See, that's the match engine. In the match engine, right? The liberos will go up, right? But now if they go up, everyone has left the house. And they are defenders. They'll come back and defend. Yeah, that's the thing. But in the transition when you're attacking, they might move forward with the ball, especially if we got 2 volantes going forward, right? So this one goes without saying. This just stampede, shadow striker, AF. They're just gonna stampede past each other. With the 2 volantes coming up, what the shadow strikers end up doing is they end up attacking the half spaces. So earlier when you saw the goal, remember the goal I said the Lukman had options to play to 2 players, right? Then Pasalic came in from the blind side, right? That's because that's exactly the position Pasalic will attack. He will attack the channel between the fullback and the central defender because the volante is coming forward. So basically, this is my point. When SI created positional play, right, they did not. Okay, the AI is not as sophisticated as it's okay, like it could be better, and I'm hoping that for FM26 it's a lot better. Because this is one of the reasons why I think SI has not launched 25 and not spoken about 26. Because I made a comment about it on the forums when I said, look, if positional play is working the way it is right now, if you give me with ball and without ball screens, I guarantee you that within 2 weeks the community will break the match engine. They will break the match engine because they did it once before when we had the Wimbo with and without. Remember those days when with those arrows and barrows, right? I don't know if you guys remember this. Yeah. Tactics has always been a passion. That's the way it is. Yeah, I mean, it's always been my passion. I don't know, man. I just love playing. I mean, okay. There's some people might go, why are you playing against the same thing over and over again? I mean, like, it's repeatability, right? So, if I was like tomorrow, if I'm struggling against a 5-2-2-1, right? It can happen, right? It's happened to everyone. It's happened to me as well. So I'm go like, oh, how am I going to beat this tactic, man? So I go like, okay, fine. Let me try all the different ways to beat this tactic. Right? Then the idea is not find the formation to beat the tactic. No. That's not the way. No. It's more like, how do I prevent this formation from playing against me? So in order to prevent yourself, you want to the goal here is I always found that if you want to make a good tactical system, is how do you prevent this system from taking me on? So I prevent it by shutting down these 4 with the box, right? Just now you saw it, right? So these 4 just close shop. And then when we used the 4-2-4, we had 2 players on the wing backs, right? So the wing backs couldn't feed these 4 players. So it's a question of how do you neutralize the other formation. And some formations are really good at it, and some formations are probably not going to work. When we played the 4-2-3-1 with DM, remember we went through like 2 or 3 games where we couldn't win, and that was because the DMs were too deep, and there was too much of a gap between our AMs and our backline. So that was a problem. Have you created any tactics without play instructions? Yeah, you can. I have done it many times. So like, the 4-4-2, my 4-4-2 has no PIs inside them. Yeah, there are a lot of tactics here. Some of them, have PIs, some of them don't have PIs. Well, this is what is this? Knights or Sidonia? Oh, this is different. This was the first one of the first few tactics I made for FM25. This is all the PIs in the world, no? Because we want this guy to go here, this year. So I tend to find that in strikeless tactics, you end up using a lot of PIs. But you don't end up using a lot of PIs in tactics that are not strikeless. What's this blue nose? 4-2-4 blue nose. Usually, I like these PIs a lot. Tackle harder, mark tighter. Because sometimes I don't like to do trigger press maximum. Sometimes I pull this. I tend to do this quite a lot in my games. If you see me playing, you notice I always mess with this. Then when I do that, right, I actually want these guys to do the pressing in front. You wish to see a tactic with 2 halfbacks. 2 halfbacks, How do you make 2 halfbacks work, man? 2 halfbacks is, probably a halfbacks is this, no? Okay, if you play 2 halfbacks, they're gonna. Okay, this is the reason why I think halfbacks are the most overrated role in the whole game. Okay, let me explain why. When the halfback goes in, he joins this defense, right? But if you play 2 halfbacks, only one of them is going to come in. Right? Just watch, Okay, let's try this. Okay, halfbacks, you gotta do a lot of funky things with halfbacks. We'll now go to fullback attack. Let's make these guys go up the pitch. So we got to play ball playing defenders. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just play libero on support behind 2 halfbacks, right? See what happens. Then we play these guys as wingers on support. And then we'll get this guy to be a advanced forward, and then we'll get this guy to be a complete forward attack. Okay. This shorter passing. Then we don't have play our defense. We'll do this. We don't focus play. That we use the flanks, or better still, let's remove this and see what happens first. Okay, then no low defensive line. Go up here and go all the way up there, and then we do this, and then we prevent short group distribution. Okay, I mean something like this. But still, go back. Okay, remove that. Okay, let's see what happens. We'll minimize the use of the rest and see what happens. I don't like 2 halfbacks. 2 halfbacks will never work. Because you got too many players defending. See, the thing about football in general is this, right? Okay, the logic behind in football is, and this is something that all managers struggle with all the time. Where can I find the extra man in attack? Or where can I find the extra man in midfield? Where can I find, the transition? We want the extra man. So you're always looking to have a one-man advantage somewhere on the pitch, whether it's the flanks or through the middle or in attack. When you play with 2 halfbacks, you're actually giving 2 extra men to the defenders. No? It is. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many defenders do you need? Then look at your attack. Your midfield dies. Your midfield just went away. So now if you say, okay, fine, I've got two halfbacks, let me put a midfielder in the center, then you lose the flanks. See? Your halfbacks might get up the pitch, but you're taking too long to attack. So you end up running into a situation where, okay, like, you know, I mean, the Brianza did us a favor by having a player sent off, making life a bit easier for us, is it? I don't know why, but they got a player sent off. So the only way I can make this work is if I tell the liberos to go forward. But it's not really going to. You see, I have to do this to get the Palomino and him to move forward. So, you see, what I'm actually doing is I am gaming it now. I'm kind of gaming it because you wanted two halfbacks, right? So what I've done is I've gamed it. I've gamed it by getting these two liberos to move forward as DMs. So what's the difference between DMs and halfbacks? Nothing, right? So if I were to play this as two defenders, then, which is what most people would probably do, right? Then what do I get? I get nothing. I got a midfield, empty midfield. Afterwards, we'll see that. 4-2-3-1, good tactic without PIs. Yeah, I agree with that. 4-3-3 also is a good tactic without PIs. 4-3-3 is another one that you can play without PIs. In fact, my recommendation, right, for most tactics, don't play with PIs because PIs aren't going to change your tactic drastically unless you're playing strikeless. So if you're playing strikeless tactics, I would recommend using PIs. But if you're playing a tactic which is like a bulk basic shape, right, don't play with any PIs. Why? Because PIs are just a tendency to do something. So that means if a player, you tell a player to sit narrow, so he's once in a while he's going to go and sit narrow, right? That kind of thing. So that's why PIs shouldn't be something that is like intrinsic to tactical design. It should never be. It should be incidental tactical design. Meaning, you want to see, okay, occasionally I want some differences in behavior for this role. Then it's like putting a trait. It's the same thing as well. So because we have one man, so I mean, Kimpy, if you wanted this tactic, you can try this, but halfback. But honestly, the only reason why this could work is because I have a 4-man attack. But the only other reason why it's working is because we have a player sent off. I doubt it's going to work if the player didn't get sent off. So this is just, the center, no fun. No. I'm not using the match engine for FM3. Yeah. I'm not using it. I never used the match engine. I mean, I had a look at it, but once I understood what was going on, thanks. Yeah. It's just a change to the JSON file. That's about it. It's not a match engine tweak. A lot of people calling it a match engine tweak. Yeah. It's not a match engine tweak because they didn't change the match engine. Yeah. They can't change the match engine. I know what they've done is they've done like a layer on top, right? So it's like, in a very, 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 very simple terms, right? What has happened is, in the simplest way I can explain it, it's like going to the in-game editor and changing all the attributes of a manager, adding like mentality. Okay, all the managers now have mentality 15 instead of what used to be 10. So I will change so I do appreciate the volume of work that they've done. There definitely is a volume of work, yeah. Why is it so OP to use much more often trigger press? No, it's not OP. I tell you why. A lot of people seem to think it's OP. Look at my trigger press. Is it OP? You see, that's a misnomer, no? Okay, you know why it's a misnomer? It is not an exploit. People say exploit tactics use this. No, I mean, do you know why this is stronger? Why is it stronger? Why would I not play here? Why am I playing it here? Because all zones overlap. So these guys' zones are going to overlap, right? Now they're not overlapping. Now they are overlapping. These guys are overlapping zones. Trigger press is not press more, no? It's when that player makes a mistake, whoever is closer to the zone, jump on his mistake. Make him pay. That's all it is. So it's not OP tactics, all use trigger press more often. I mean, I don't know, man. My people have seen me make tactics. Get stuck in. Get stuck in is about, okay, the game defaults to the game defaults, right, to leaving tackling to the decision making of players based on their marking and aggression. So basically, looking at the players' technique, marking, aggression, all that, you know. So okay, so they when they tackle, they don't go to ground by default, right? So that's hard tackling. Hard tackling basically means the player is just going to go to ground when he means a tackle. So when he needs to tackle, goes to ground. So that's hard tackling. So get stuck in literally tells your team, hey, you know what? Go to ground. Don't, because in football, right, when I have a player coming close to me, my coach, a coach would yell at you, if you go sliding in, because all he needs is a bit of flexibility, agility, and he just dodges your tackle. And hey, thank you for sliding, baby. You're giving me all the space in the world to make the pass. See, so if you use get stuck in your tactics, your players might go in prematurely, miss the tackle, giving up space. So that's how you have to think about get stuck in. And sometimes I hardly use get stuck in my tactics as well, because I like a lot of my tactics. I think some of you have come to my streams, like, I made a tactic once where we were playing a 4-2-4, right? And I was playing high up the pitch, and my players were basically told to not go. This is the settings that I use now. I'll just show you what I did. Okay, so I did this, right? I was playing as the game progressed, right? This is how I started. This is how I started my 4-2-4. Why? I was playing so high up the pitch. I didn't want my players to go in for any tackles. I just want to force the opposition to pass around me. Because your players are still going to tackle. They're still going to respond to a trigger, because closing down is defined by the zone that they're in, right? And they will go in. The closing down was changed in FM 23, I think, in 23. So everybody closes down. Now, this is just a trigger. So it literally means if the opposition player, like this guy, let's say this guy makes a mistake on the ball, whoever is closest to him, like maybe these two guys might be closest to him, both of them will respond. But if you want more than them, more players to respond, you move it up. You move it up. You move it up. That's how trigger press actually works. Now, if I were to drop it all the way and then decide, which is what I did in one of my games, you guys were there, okay, I decided to hold out a lead at 1-0. And what I did in the game was this. I went to defensive. I removed counter press, and then I came in here and became more disciplined. Now, what I've done is I've basically told my players, when you got the ball, okay, don't just kick the ball long, okay, hold your positions, don't slide it for a tackle, make them pass around you, because you become traffic cones in football. So that's it. So this is something you can do in the game. There's no like. I mean, look, the game becomes very easy when you find the best players in the world to play the tactic. It does. I mean, then those great tactics, right? They look so phenomenal. They look phenomenal. Like, oh my God, this tactic is beautiful, because the players are great. I mean, doesn't take much effort for the team to do well. No? Most average tactics will do well, right? So the challenge really becomes when you have like an average team and you're trying to play in different ways. So that can be a lot more fun. That's why I enjoy. That's why I love making tactics, and I love explaining stuff, and I love doing these kind of streams where I all of a sudden randomly decide, let's go and create some tactics to exploit space, which was never the plan. Okay, so it just happened, man, all because of Trump. That makes sense. Thank you for the explanation. It's really informative. I was thinking of creating a high pressing system using the PIs on front four to tackle. That is exactly what I do, brother. And then OIs to time out. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. That's exactly. No, this is what I do in my games, okay? You want to play a high pressing system, you want to see what I do. Okay, let me just show you something, okay? Okay, I've got one tactic, which is basically a 4-1-4-1, okay? It's got 4 guys in the AM tier, 1 striker. Now, the goal of this tactic is very simple. The moment the opposition get the ball, I want them to shit bricks, because I want them to panic. I want them to give up the ball. I want them to see fear and cry. And then I've got this pressing, and then when I go into my tactic, what I do is I come inside here, right, and I set it to balance first. Okay, Stay with balance, right? And go into all these guys and go like, you know what? Mark tight, tackle harder, close down more. Finish, right? Then I finish that because you need to set it to balance to do all this. Then you set everything up, all nice. Finish. Okay, boom. And then I got all these guys, tackle harder, mark tighter, close down more. I come in here. When I set this to neutral, standard, right? I mean, I don't know if it works or doesn't work. Like, some people say it probably doesn't really affect it. But, this mark tighter, tackle harder, I get like a front court press. This is like a front court press. Only these 4 fellas are chasing after. And the best part is this, right? If you go and find 4 players with high aggression, you're going to create a beastly 4 that is going to put so much pressure on the opposition. They're going to panic whenever they have the ball. Yeah, that is something I love. So that is something that can actually work in the game. So I try it. A lot of things work in this game. I mean, it's all up to your imagination. But remember one thing, no? If you think that creating a tactic, right? PIs are central to making a tactic, or player traits are super important to making a tactic, then you're probably gonna have a lot of issues with the game. Because then you're gonna start because the game was never meant to be that difficult. Like, can you imagine? Because can you imagine that in order for you to be the top 1% of players in the world that can beat the hardest AI, because sometimes SI do run some small little tests, because they want to find out how difficult the game is for the average player, right? So imagine, right, nobody can beat the AI unless they find a player with these specific traits, right? And these specific PIs. It doesn't exist. It cannot happen because it's so impossible for that scenario to actually occur, because firstly, you probably can't even train a player to get all those traits in the first place, right? So SI would never make the game so difficult that it requires traits and instructions to be embedded into a tactic. It has never been that difficult. Do you think hold shape or counter helps a high press? Hold shape, okay. The way you should think about hold shape is this, okay? So whenever you win the ball back, hold shape is really good for a team that has good technique, composure, passing, right? First touch. This is a team that can move the ball around and go like, you know what? I think we can break this team down. Let's not rush this. Okay, we got the skill here to break this team down. It's also a great way for a team to run down the clock, because when you hold shape, you're not just attacking them willy-nilly, right? So sometimes what I like to do, I've got a 2-goal lead. Okay, fine. I'll drop counter, just do hold shape. Why? Because I just want to keep the ball away from the opposition. So hold shape works in 2 ways. Keeps the ball away from the opposition, creates quality chances, but you need the players to do it. And then you also have things like narrow, right? Counter is okay. The thing about counter is there's a misconception that a lot of people seem to think that counter only works for counter attacking. I need to have the counter instruction to counter attack. No, the game defaults. There's something in this game, right? That if you play on like attacking mentalities, your risk is high, right? So even if you're defending, and there's something what we call an AI generated counter attack. When does this happen? You're taking a corner. You're defending a corner. When you attack from a corner, there's an AI generated counter attack. So your team is still going to counter. So there are moments in the game when your team does counter. But a lot of this actually happens, right, on lower mentalities like balance, defensive, and counter. So you will generate counters there too. So you don't need to have the counter instruction to create counters. What it actually does in the game is every time I win the ball, I'm looking for a counter. So I like it. A lot of the guys who come to my stream notice I never have the counter checked, because I'm not cheap, man. I'm not desperate. Okay, we're gonna craft a goal. I don't need to try everything. It's like, holy cow, I'm throwing everything. Oh, I hope I score a goal. Counter goal run. What's the point if I've got only one attack duty in the final third? So you got to think about your tactic, right? Does he have enough attacking duties in the final third? If he does have enough attacking duties, maybe. If your shape is phenomenal, like what my Joey Go Smash tactic is called 4-1-4-1, it just puts so much pressure on the defenses that I have counter on it as a default, because I know every time they lose the ball is a counter attacking opportunity, because I've got 4 versus their 3 or their 2. So that's how you should think when it comes to counter. Messi has insane traits that are impossible to replicate in the game. Yeah. And you can't really create a Messi in the game, no. Yeah, because first up, you got to find the player. I mean, I don't think we can ever create a Messi, but you can create 100 goals, 100. A bit okay, maybe 100 is a bit more. I bet generally about 70 to 100 goal striker, a season player, quite easily in this game. Yeah, it's not that difficult. Yeah, but you got chances are the best formations to do it with is probably the 4-4-2. I like the 4-4-2. It's my favorite formation. Then it comes the box and the Brazilian box you saw me play just now, and the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-2-4. I'm sorry, there are quite a few favor. If I keep going, we'll be making a lot more formations. My children are calling me. They want daddy to go and tell them a good night story. And then I want to see whether Mr. Donald Trump has come up with more interesting things. Because you know why? Coca-Cola is going to become more expensive for the average American consumer. Because saccharin is made, 70% of the world's supply comes from China. So I can't wait to see what the drama is. Because tonight is going to be cool, right? He gave China an ultimatum. It's like crazy, what has gone wrong with the world, man? It's free entertainment. I just hope these people come to their senses soon. Something tells me it's not going to happen anytime soon. They seldom play attacking or counter often, always on the wings. Yeah, true. I've got a 4-4-2 diamond for you. All right, man, Matty. I look forward to it. Hey, speaking of which, tomorrow, guys, bring your tactics. All of you bring your tactics tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day when I play with your tactics instead of creating my own funky tactics. So tomorrow, bring those tactics, same time. I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. So please bring those tactics. Meanwhile, I'm going to put my kids to sleep. I loved having this. Today's stream was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. I love tactics. So you guys stay safe. Take care of yourselves. I want to thank Joe Cruz for the follow. Gave 29 for the resub. Faramir. Was nice seeing you again. Intanin and the rest of you guys. Kim Pik Morning, Marcus. Thanks for all the questions. Luang Gland AFC. All right, you guys, please be safe. Now, let's all just chill. Watch the entertainment unfold around the world. As we see the most bankrupt billionaire try to, convince the Americans that, he's got a perfect solution on how they can knock off 3 trillion from their trade deficit. I still can't wait to find out. I mean, this is going to be hilarious, man. Okay, you guys stay safe. I'll see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye.